Good day, folks. Ray Bessette from RayBessette.com. Got a special treat for you today. My stepdaughter, who goes to school in College Station, has a project and in her kinesiology class, and she wanted to interview somebody in the field. Who know better than her stepdad here? So her assignment was to interview somebody in the healthcare profession or into personal training or something to do with kinesiology. So I'll read you some of her questions, and they're very good. How did you start your job is one of her questions. And I actually started, I've been a bodybuilder for about almost 40 years now. So I've been in that profession. But being a bodybuilder, I have found, and going to school and becoming a personal trainer is a whole different ballgame. I really thought I knew everything there was to know about fitness. And I knew quite a bit and I had a good handle on things, especially the technique and how to lift weights. But a lot of the physiology part, I wasn't as up to date with. And that made a big difference. But anyway, I retired from the pharmaceutical business. My background is in pharmaceuticals. In 2003, and I had got myself out of shape pretty bad. I saw a commercial for personal training, and I slapped my forehead and I said, oh my God, there it is. That's what I need to do. So I took a year off and I went back to school and got some classes that I needed. And I also went to a special school, personal training school. It was full-time. And they actually taught you the NASM certification, which is the National Academy of Sports Medicine. And also I went on to get 3 other national certifications. I figured if I'm going to go into this field of being a personal trainer or healthcare, which I got into later on down the road, that I'm going to really have my everything together. So I took a year off to get myself in shape and did another bodybuilding contest after 10 years. I was a nationally ranked bodybuilder before going into the pharmaceutical business. And so anyway, what I did is I went and I just wanted to apply to a gym, a big box gym, where I could learn the business, see from a different perspective on what was going on and how I could improve, or, do I want to stay with a regular gym, or do I want to go out on my own? I had no intentions of staying with a big box gym. I had no intentions at all, but I wanted to see what they knew and how I could better that in my own business as an entrepreneur. So that's basically how I got in. I got myself in very good shape. I got my 3 or 4 national certifications. So I was pretty primed up on the educational side. Now, to get clients and to, were easy in big box gym because they were pretty much given to you. But being out on your own as an independent personal trainer working for a gym is a whole different ballgame. You really have to be good, number one. And a lot of times my clientele was from referrals, and that's the way it was in my business model or business plan back in 2004, and that's the way it remained. It still is the same. Anyway, so that's how I got started. I started at the big box gym, and for about a year and a half, I was one of their leading revenue generators. And not only that location, that big location, but second Texas, and I was 4th largest independent, or I should say, revenue generator as a personal trainer in the company, 4th largest. So I said I can do this better, and so I went and applied to, or I went to an independent gym and started there on my own. And it was a little scary at first, but I knew my abilities and what I can do, and plus I was my own model. I mean, a lot of times people say to me, I went to you. They contacted me because of the way I looked, and they figured that I'm not going to go to a dentist that has rotten teeth or a CPA who's in jail. So anyway, so that's how I got started. Next question: could you describe your typical work day? Well, I have At first, I started out in the big box gyms as I had 8 clients in a row. I worked from 5 in the morning till 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had the rest of the day off. Then I received a couple clients at night, and I was at that point starting to do 4 clients in the morning, 4 clients at night, 5 or 6 clients in the morning, 5 or 6 at night, and also on weekends. So, in the middle of the day, I'm working on advertising, promotions. I write a lot of blogs. I do a lot of YouTube videos just to generate business and to get my name out there. So that's how that all started. It's fun. And also I work out during the day too. And when I work out and you see me with headphones on, I'm not listening to Metallica or any bands or any music. I'm listening to YouTube videos. I'm listening to chiropractors, other doctors, physicians that get it, that understand. I'm listening to information on disease prevention, operations on shoulders, hips, elbows, you name it. So I'm continually educating myself to be a better, not only just a trainer, but a healthcare provider. Anyway, so that's what my typical day is. And I work on the weekends too. And a lot of times people can't make it. I made a decision back when I first started that I'm not going to be the reason why you're not working out. It's not going to be because I wanted to go to the football game. It's going to be because you couldn't make it because of whatever you had going on. Okay, so anyway, what skills are required in your position on a day-to-day basis? Well, communication is one of the biggest. And I hate to say this, but with some people, just having a good personality on one-on-one, you're almost, as a personal trainer, you're almost like a hairdresser. You hear every story there is, and you keep things to yourself, and you share a little bit. But communication about, a lot of people just like to talk. Myself, I start with, what did you eat today? What did you eat last night? What your lifestyle is. What your lifestyle is out when you're not with me. Because that's the most important thing is your outcome or your results are going to be based upon not with me. I know what you're doing when you're with me. I want to know what you're doing when you're not with me. And what I normally do is have people take pictures of their food before they eat it, so I have an idea of what's going in, because I can't help the outside unless I know what goes on the inside. So the skills are, again, getting your national certifications, having a degree in kinesiology, exercise physiology, those type of degrees are great. I had a job interview, a personal trainer that interviewed with me, and he had a kinesiology degree. And the first question I asked him was, how many bones do you have in your body? And he couldn't tell me. I said, how many muscles do you have in the human body? And he couldn't tell me that either. I said, you mean to tell me out of 4 years that subject never came up? Now, kinesiology is the study of bones and muscles and how they work together. You get your origin, your distal end, and so on and so forth. And that never brought anyway. So I look at having the certifications, number one, and the experience, but also having that degree. At least I know that you were dedicated enough to study. You know how to research. And that's what I am. I look at myself as a health researcher or disease prevention researcher nowadays, rather than just a personal trainer. I look for conditions that I can fix, at my level. And a lot of that is the best prescription that I can write legally, and that's diet and exercise. Bottom line, okay? Okay, so anyway, what do you find most enjoyable about your job? Well, if it didn't sound like I was having a good time talking right now, most enjoyable part is watching people change and seeing their attitudes change. I have people that lose, anywhere from 40 to, I have one lady, she's up to 90 something pounds that she's lost. She's changed. I tell her to wear a different name tag when she comes in. I can't recognize her. So that's the most enjoyable part of my job is fixing things, fixing your body, fixing your attitude on food. And it's not the bad guy. Teaching you how to lift weights correctly, educating you. Because if you're educated in exercise, in diet, and about hormones also, for those that are older, those are the key ingredients. Those 3 right there, your hormones, your nutrition, and your weight training. And cardio's got its place, but it's not as important as weight training. Weight training, you actually burn calories after you work out. And that's a metabolic process that you don't get when you do cardio. So, but anyway, that's for a different subject. What are the negatives about your job? This is a good question, because the negatives are, when I have somebody to come in for a fitness assessment, one of the biggest hurdles that I have is deprogramming that person from all the things that they've seen on TV and all the things that they've read in magazines on this diet or this workout and this crazy gimmicky chair that you do your abs with, those type of things. Because everything you hear from me is almost exactly the opposite of what you that you learned on TV or read in the magazines. Confusion sells. If they can confuse you enough to buy something for $19.99 and you say, you know what, I'll do it, or buy these meals that are all chemical or calorie controlled. You know, they deliver them to your door. Just eat this, this, and this, and they show you a picture on TV and it looks delicious, but even a little G.I. Joe couldn't get filled on it. You know, so they're basically just calorie restriction. Calorie restriction never works. Not only that, it's not sustainable. How many of those companies, when you go on their program, how long do you stay on them? I've been on the same diet for 17 years. You'd be lucky if, you know, if most people stay on a diet for 17 days. You know, so that doesn't work. So my part, the most important part that I have is educating people on, you know, the fitness through science, not fiction. I coined that years ago because I had so many people with these weird, you know, weird things that they've heard in the diets, eating 7 bananas, 2 celeries on one day, and it was just ridiculous. It had no scientific evidence-based anything. It was just, hey, let's see what they'll eat. One of those things. But my most enjoyable part of my job is watching people change and their attitudes and their confidence levels. If you're a salesperson and you know you're overweight, you feel a little self-conscious, and it's going to show. You know, once you get with me and you start working out, and you start feeling better about yourself, you know, then wow, you know, and especially if we find a hormone deficiency in your blood test, and I do blood tests. I've taken the personal trainer to the next level. Nobody does this. I look at the blood tests, and now I'm doing this as part of your program. I'm not kidding around anymore. I want to see what's going on the inside. I want to see everything. I'm going to see what your doctor missed. I guarantee you. Okay, let's move on. How many hours do you typically work a week? Well, let's see. Quite a few. I have anywhere from four or five clients in the morning, 4 or 5 in the evening, Monday through Friday, and I have 4 to 6 on the weekends. And I use a couple of those hours there for makeup times. So stay pretty busy. Which seasons of the year are the toughest in your job? Probably the summer, because people take a lot of vacations, you know, and they feel guilty about going out and actually eating differently. And I said, don't worry about it, because you've got a metabolic program set in your body that you're going to really have to mess up and eat real bad for a long time to really gain a pound of fat. And not only that, you'll be doing other activities. So the toughest times are during the summer times. When there's a lot of vacations, and sometimes through the holidays. And of course, we know that, you know, the beginning of January is probably, you know, that's our, you know, January to June is the best time of the year for us, because everybody's geared up to look good for summer and that vacation I was just talking about. Okay, is this field grown enough so there's enough room for somebody else like me? Yeah, well, as long as there's a fast food restaurant on the corner and a Mexican restaurant on the other side, there's going to be plenty of clients out there. So yeah, you won't have any problem finding a job, and there's a lot of room. A lot of people need help. If you look around, you'll see that there's more people that are heavy or obese. You know, it's crazy. I mean, when I go into a restaurant or something, you know, I have people looking at me. And I'm like, you know, what's going on here? What did I do? You know, it's because I'm fit and I'm in a restaurant. It doesn't register. It's kind of scary. But yeah, there's going to be enough clients there for everybody. Let's see. What is it a reasonable salary to expect if I enter this field? And what is the long-term potential? If you go to a big box gym, and when the big gyms out there, you're going to make not a whole lot of money. Don't go out and buy a new car. They make anywhere from $9 to $24 an hour, and that's if you're a master trainer. So it's not earth-shattering as far as the salary goes. Now they have bonuses and things like that, and other perks, but the really way to make money is to be independent, and that way the way I ran the business is I owned the gym, and I took a commission off of the trainers. And of course, I'm 100%, as far as how much that I would get. So to be a six-figure trainer was very common in my gym. So if you're not making six figures, then you should find another career. So again, it depends on where you want to take it. I had a guy, trainer that worked for me, that drove the College Station every day and got his mechanical engineering degree as a personal trainer. And still made close to $80,000 for a year. So it's a great part-time job if you want to pursue an education and something else also. And what is your long-term potential? What I did, or what I'm doing, is I got into disease prevention. I saw a lot of people, I have people when they come in for a fitness assessment to bring their labs or any kind of medical stuff that they have from their doctor. And I look over it, and I've seen hundreds of these. A lot of times insurance companies get in the way of the doctor trying to treat you. And the doctors won't get the insurance companies, they won't fight with the insurance companies to try to get what you really need. They won't get anything that's going to prevent disease. They'll only do tests that are looking for disease. And so, there's a real, it's not always the doctor's fault. It's usually the insurance companies, and they're looking to give you medications. They're not looking to solve a problem. I got into once I started, 4 or 5 years down into personal training, I'm looking to prevent disease, or to, say, hey, listen, I think it's your diet is the problem. Your thyroid just a gland doesn't go bad, or an organ just doesn't go bad on itself. It could be a combination of things. It could be a lack of iodine. It could be your cortisol levels are too high, which is a stress hormone. That may be making your thyroid sluggish. Did your doctor check those things? No, because he has a little book that says, oh, sluggish thyroid, your T4, your TSH, which is your thyroid stimulating hormone, is the numbers aren't correct. Well, we got to fix those numbers. So they go and fix those numbers, and but they mess up they give you a medication, and it messes up another metabolic process. But don't worry, they'll have another medication to fix that too. So, but that's for another another time here. If I can start all over again. This is coming from my stepdaughter, Juliet. If you could start all over again, would you change your career path in any way, and why? No. I have the same, actually, I have a copy of my final exam I took on the business part of personal training. And my business plan was almost 100% exactly the way it was back 15 years ago as it is today. And no, I would not change a thing. Now, no, and it still hasn't changed, and I'm just getting better at what we're doing. And I'm making changes. I'm making changes in people. I'm not just standing there counting reps and saying, good job, that a boy, go get him. I'm actually making people change their life for the better. Okay, so what educational preparation would you recommend for somebody who wants to advance in this field? Again, I would, having a 4-year degree in exercise science, exercise physiology, kinesiology, those are all great. And again, it shows that you are dedicated, that you can study, that you can research. That's all great, fine, and dandy, but it's not practical out on the floor. When somebody wants to lose 10 pounds or lose the love handles around their gut, you know, you're kind of scratching your head. So getting the your certifications, they're going to be national certifications like NASM, NSCA, and ACE. Those are acronyms for those, and you can look those up. But those right there, I would hire somebody with a little bit of experience, but with those certifications right off the bat. And I'd probably hire them before they had 4-year degree, because a degree, again, it doesn't really teach you what you're going to be doing out you can't really apply the science of what you've learned into personal training. Anyway, so I hope I answered all of Juliet's questions, and I hope she does well on the paper that she's going to write after she sees this video. And I hope you all enjoy it. And again, my name is Ray Bessette at raybessette.com. And if you like this this video, YouTube video, and you'd like to subscribe, please subscribe. And you can also like it if you liked it. And be prepared to see some other some videos down the road. I'm going to do another video on surviving the holidays and the keto diet and some things like that, and a lot of fads and gimmicks and things you hear every day. I want to clear it up, because I'm all about fitness through science and not fiction. See you next time.